Everyone thought my life was perfect because I'm beautiful, but the reality is, I was living a massive double life to hide how lonely I actually was. I'm a 5-year-old commercial model dealing with severe social anxiety who spends almost every weekend alone in my apartment. People see my curated Instagram with the flawless makeup, VIP events, and designer clothes, and assume I have this glamorous, intimidating life with a million friends. But the truth is, I'm a massive gaming nerd whose real passion is back-end software development. I was terrified of being judged by the tech community for my looks, and by the modeling industry for my nerdy hobbies, so I kept them completely separate. I enrolled in an intensive 6-month online coding bootcamp under my middle name, keeping my camera off for the first 2 months. My instructor assigned us to 3-person groups for our final project, and I got paired with this guy named Liam. He was a brilliant, slightly awkward programmer in his late 20s with messy curls and a voice that always calmed my anxiety. We communicated purely through text and voice calls on Discord. We clicked instantly, spending hours debugging code together, debating game mechanics, and talking about our favorite sci-fi novels. I started having a massive crush on him. 3 weeks into the project, our instructor mandated a mandatory video call for all groups to present their wireframes. I had no choice. I logged on, camera on, straight from a photo shoot wearing full glam makeup. Liam and our other partner, Chris, joined a minute later. Liam froze when he saw my screen. He mumbled a quick hello, looking completely panicked. A few minutes in, Liam's phone rings, and he thinks he muted his headset to answer his roommate, but he only muted his system audio. His mic is completely live. I immediately tense up when I hear him whisper shouting my name. At first, he's just freaking out to his roommate about how the girl from the modeling billboards is his coding partner. But then his voice gets softer and way more frantic. He tells his roommate that he's completely mind-blown because he's been reviewing the back-end logic I submitted the night before, and it's the cleanest, most efficient code he's ever seen. He mentions how he always looks forward to our late-night Discord calls, and how I'm the only person who actually understands his dry, sarcastic humor. Chris is frantically typing in our chat trying to warn him, but Liam isn't looking at his screen. Liam admits that he's been terrified of meeting me in person because he thought he wasn't cool enough. But now, he's even more intimidated because I'm literally gorgeous and way smarter than him. He reveals something that makes my heart race. He says he deliberately chose the hardest database structure for our project just to have an excuse to spend more time calling me to troubleshoot. He even confesses he's been listening to the niche synthwave bands I mentioned passingly weeks ago, just hoping to impress me. He tells his roommate he wanted to ask me to get coffee after the bootcamp ended, but now he feels like he's totally out of his league and I'd probably just laugh at him. I look at my webcam, watch him pacing in the background of his room, and decide it's time to end the suspense. I unmute my mic and say, "For the record, your database structure was actually brilliant, and I'd love to get coffee. But you really need to check your mic settings." He literally drops his phone on his desk. He stares at the screen, his face turning bright red as he realizes we heard everything. He buries his face in his hands, completely mortified but smiling. Now, we code together in person every weekend, we're building an indie game together, and we've been officially dating for 6 months.